Alright, so this is a demo of my application called tradeUP. This is a logon page, and this page usually can accept a username and a password. As you can see, as previously discussed, one of the features that I needed to change was adding the hotkeys. As you can see now that this is a feature, you can go ahead and sign up a new user. There are different fields, a username, a password, a first name, a last name, a phone number, and lastly an address. This was a major change that was implemented based on our first meeting, where we discussed that an address was a necessary field in order to be able to filter out legitimate users. So you can go ahead and sign up a new user or close the current window. That was another feature that I changed, was to make sure that you could exit the program or close the current window through a button. So we'll go ahead here and log in as through my account. This right here is the main feed form, and here we can see all the different textbooks from all the users that are using this application. This main feed will not list any of the textbooks that the current user has listed for obvious reasons. And if we go ahead and double click on any of these textbooks, we will get the textbook details. As you can see, the poster name here is Mauricio, the ISBN number is 39392, and the title of the book is History of Gaming. The author is called Thornhill. This was another major change that I implemented, is that instead of displaying the username of the person who posted it, we are now displaying their first name. This was done in order to add a layer of security so that someone wanted to potentially hack a user, they would not have access to their username through the program. So we'll go ahead and close this window here. If we go ahead and go in the file system, you can see that there's a My Profile tab. This right here lists all of the textbooks of my textbooks. So whoever's logged in, these are the textbooks that they have listed up for trade. As you can see, I have two textbooks, Supply Chain Introduction and CIS Fundamentals. In the Negotiations tab, this is where you can see all the open negotiations. So trade requests that I've sent that were accepted and trade requests that I've received that I've accepted simply means that a negotiation was opened. So another major change that was discussed was the status field, a way of tracking the progress on a trade. So now there's an open or a closed status. So if someone accepts a trade, it simply means that they have accepted the offer to begin a negotiation. It doesn't mean that they have exchanged the textbook. It simply means that they're open to, they accept to begin that negotiation for that offer. So in their negotiations tab, users that have opened a negotiation will be able to see if the status is either open. This means that the textbook is still available, so other people are negotiating at the same time. Or if it's closed, this means that the trade has been completed, and simply other users that had an open negotiation will see that it's closed on their prospective negotiation, and they can simply move on as the textbook is no longer available. So this is kind of just a platform to connect people looking to trade, and one major functionality is that now there lets you know what the status of the negotiations are. Alright, so we go ahead and close this, and you can add a textbook, the ISBN number, title and author. You can go ahead and close that. And this is the trade form. So these are the available textbooks here, and these are my textbooks. So we'll go ahead and send a trade for CIS Fundamentals, which is my book. I want to trade for Cake Decorating, which is obviously not mine. We'll send a trade, and we'll go ahead and log out. So now I will sign in as a user who owns Cake Decorating. And they have a pop-up message that says you have a trade request. So we'll press OK. And here there's a dynamic button that has been generated. It's called View Trade Request. We'll go ahead and press to view it. So as we previously discussed, this is a trade details form, and it has the name of the first name of the person sending the trade detail, which is Marco, and the book of interest is Cake Decorating. The textbook that they offered is CIS Fundamentals. I could go ahead and close this, which would mean that I would not accept it, but I'm going to go ahead and accept it. So it says, please see open negotiations for contact information. Press OK. And now I'll press close. If I go to my profile, I see that in the negotiations tab, here we have that here we have two here we have the trade request that I just accepted. So it was for the book Cake Decorating from Marco, and he was offering CIS Fundamentals. So this is interesting because I had previously also opened a trade request for that same book from Marco for another book called Supply Chain Intro. So as you can see, the status of the trade is open. So if I go ahead and mark Cake Decorating as complete, the book is removed from the main feed for my profile. People can no longer trade for it because I've said, hey, the trade is complete. I will go ahead and go back to the negotiations tab, and you can see that it is now closed. This textbook is gone. So the status for both of these is closed. So if it was Marco or some other person that I was negotiating for that textbook, they will see if they had an open negotiation, they will see in the negotiations folder tab that the book has been sold, the status is closed. So this was a major change that was initially discussed, and now it has been implemented. The search feature also works. You can search the name of the book and press enter, and you will get your result. Yeah, this is a rundown of tradeUP. Hopefully let me know if you have any questions of further changes to be made. Thank you.